Stix by far has the best driver.
So obviously, if you have a driver that feels good for you and it's good for your swing speed, ball flight, handicap, stick with it. This is just a tier list for overall golfers. So we got 5 tiers, and at the very bottom, trash, we're going to start with PXG. So PXG drivers are fairly unknown, and the one that's probably most known, the PXG Lightning, people say, and the brand says that it's good because it's lightweight, but when you actually hit it, it's way too lightweight. Of course, you can get the shaft difference, and I felt like PXG just tried too hard to make it easy to swing. Even besides that mid driver, all their other drivers just sucked in general. No one else liked them. So we got sub 70, and the most popular is the 859 Pro, and it's really not even that good. It's pretty mid. And besides that, they really have nothing. They're beginner clubs, I would say, and for just an average golfer, they're not going to improve your game at all. And I feel like Stix at the bottom kind of speaks for itself. It's a beginner club set, especially their driver didn't spend too much time just trying to make it what's good for beginners. For average golfer, anything under 20 handicap, you probably should not be using Stix driving. Mizuno will take their top driver, the JPX1. And I feel like they spent a lot of money and time into making a very high-tech driver, and it turned out like it wasn't really much different from other ones. The only reason this one is not trash is because it's very forgiving. People say it's forgiving, but in terms of distance, in terms of just an overall feel, it's not really that great, so that's why we have that mid. And staff, kind of similar with the Mizuno. They have a few good drivers, but their best one is the Dynapower Carbon. It's known for a few things, obviously, the face thickness, the weight adjustability, but honestly, this is the reason these ones at the mid-tier, it's not going to really improve your game very much. Next up at the solid list, the only one we have at solid is Strixon, and honestly, the reason why I have this one at solid is because it's a solid overall club. Like, it doesn't just have one good part, just like the Mizuno Wilson staff, but Strixon is an all-around great driver. Again, it doesn't provide the game, like a super game-changing results, but it is very forgiving and it feels really nice, especially the ZXI series. So now at the elite tiers, we have Callaway, and a lot of people may not say Callaway is a driver's driver because it is AI modeling, and this AI modeling sort of started with the elite drivers, and a lot of my family members a lot of family and friends have the elite driver. I've tried out, it feels so good, like it just feels pure on every single swing. And again, this is one of the older generation drivers. You go to the new generation, Quantum Max, Triforce just feels incredible. I went to a simulator one time, and of course, it's different for everyone, but I've heard other people say, and I've said it before, the thing, it really improves your distance because it makes your swing feel just more smooth in general. So Callaway is definitely one of those elite driver brands. So Ping drivers, overall golf brand isn't one of those top guys, but the drivers I would say is definitely their best spot in the brand, because they got the G440 series, the family of that, and those are all of those are they have a variety of different things that fit your needs. Of course, you can get fitted for these other brands, but the actual club head itself can be fitted for drop bias, low spin, maximum forgiveness. Other brands that don't do that as much, so that by itself brings Ping to the elite category. Not only that, their drivers are great, and the Sim2 Max, which is probably the most known, most famous driver in the Ping family, and it's just incredible. Really, your distance goes up a very noticeable amount, and it's just a great driver. So a lot of people may not agree with this, but I think Cobra is the most underrated ones on this entire list. Cobra is truly like a great, it really is a great driver brand. They got my favorite one is the Dark Speed I've felt before. These things, like, they feel good, they look good, and there's like they really improve your performance. Maybe 10 to 20 handicap. They use Cobras, and it drastically brings their handicap out, and just better driver experience, better results off the tee overall. And Cobra just like they have a lot of different things. And what I want to highlight the most is the slice correcting draw bias drivers. And though that name, like if you just use it, it looks like and it sounds like it's just a marketing name, but really that driver really does help with the slice. I've tried before, and it made my driver straight. So at the top, at the GOAT list, we got TaylorMade, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this with me. A lot of the pros use TaylorMade drivers, especially the QI40. This is kind of similar to Ping and how they provide many different like bias things to certain parts of your game depending on how your swing looks. But the difference that TaylorMade, the only difference they have between Callaway, Ping, and Cobra is just the overall performance. Now, while I said Ping and Cobra and Callaway, all those scores go up if you use those, TaylorMade is by far the most drastic out of all those. That's what sets at the GOAT list. And the carbon twist face technology, it sounds cool, and that's again one of those things where you think it's just a marketing name. You try it out, and it's truly game changing. I think a lot of people will agree with me on this, and for sure TaylorMade is a GOAT.